Welcome to Brain Friends, where two neuro nerds talk all things aphasia, language recovery, culture, and community. I am Dr. Davetrina Seles Gadson, a clinical speech-language pathologist and neuroscientist.
And I am Angie Cauthorn, stroke survivor and aphasia advocate.
Welcome to our show.
Welcome to Brain Friends.
We want to thank all of our listeners for downloading the podcast. We appreciate everyone listening, so please tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here.
And we are.
Episode 5. Hey, Angie.
What is going on, Dr. Celeste? How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Yes. Today I'm excited because we're talking about advocacy, action, and health equity.
And let me just say, if it's not advocacy, I don't have time for it. I am all about the advocacy of aphasia.
Yes. Yes, you are. I can't wait to get into all the things you're doing because you ain't just saying it. What do they say? Don't just talk the talk. Walk the walk.
I'm walking the walk. I'm trying. I'm trying to do what I can. Just want to be the voice I was looking for when I was, 5 years ago when I was looking.
Yeah.
We gotta reach back and help as many people as I can and let them know that they're only at the beginning.
Yeah.
This is not the end. You're only at the beginning. Run your race. Run your race.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Exactly. So we're talking about aphasia today.
Yeah, aphasia, and advocacy, all of it.
So we're going to start with an icebreaker, or you just want to jump into it? How you want to do it?
Let's do an icebreaker.
I love the icebreakers.
Okay, so this is, I have two. I have an emoji icebreaker, or I have would you rather, where I give you two options and you tell me which one you'd rather do.
Yeah, I'm not even falling for that old gag. I'm going to go with the emojis. Because the other one sounds like a rabbit hole of 15 minutes of the podcast time with me yapping.
Oh my God. Okay. So the emoji icebreaker is go to your phone and tell me the last emoji that you used, or what emoji do you use most often?
My favorite emoji is the side eye emoji, the one that's looking like whatever you're talking about emoji. The side eye. Everybody should know what I'm talking about. That's the one. I use that all the time when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate, when it's funny, when it's not funny. You're going to get that side eye from me. I'm giving you all the smoke as much as I can. With the emojis. That's it. That's how I'm getting down. What do you got? What do you use?
So the one I use all the time is my hand up. Like, just pick me. You can say, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, hey, hand up. I'm tired. Hand up. You want to go, hand up.
Right. See, that's so positive. I love it. Like, hand up. I'm right here. Here we go. And I'm over here just giving people the side eye when they say good morning. You're like,
right. You say good morning, and I'm like, hand up.
Right. I'm giving you the side eye. I'm like, yeah, what's so great about it? Let's move on.
I love it.
Afternoon to be here in 2 hours. Get over it. I'm just telling you what I love. But listen, we're going to get into this episode. I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Speaking of advocacy, what do you think is missing on the scene of advocacy with aphasia and stroke? Like, what in our community is what's missing? What is missing on the advocacy realm for us?
Wow. That's such a good question. I think a couple of things are missing. I think that one, awareness that there needs to be advocacy for people with aphasia, but not just people with aphasia, specifically Black stroke survivors with aphasia. And so I think that there needs to be awareness on the practitioner's perspective, but then also awareness within the community as a whole, in recognizing that we have a big problem with health equity and understanding that individuals may recover differently based on where they are born or live. And when I say health equity, I'm specifically talking about the unfair and avoidable, remediable differences in health among population groups that are defined socially, economically, demographically, or geographically.
Wow. I want you to go in deeper, but I don't even know where to stab first. That's so much for me to take in. First of all, when you look at the health equity,
Mm-hmm.
how is how is that looked into? What are the metrics that are that I mean, I know what they are because I was one of those people that was dismissed at the hospital and treated like a drug addict at the ER. I had the EMT tell me I was having a panic attack. So those type of, and I don't know if that happens if I'm somebody different. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm not a black woman, I don't know. I, you know, I'd like to assume he wouldn't be that rude to somebody that looks like his aunt
Mm-hmm.
or somebody that looks like his mother. I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to think that maybe he is. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
I know I don't look like his aunt or his mother. And I
Mm-hmm.
know he treated me in a bad way. So when you
Mm.
look at these, the health equity, the health disparities that we face in our community, um, it is based off of awareness. And how do we get the word out? What more can we do to spread the word?
Well, I think some of the things that we're already doing, and I know you'll get into more about your advocacy and your projects. I think that
Mm-hmm.
that helps spread the word. I think our podcast helps spread the word. I think, finding little areas that you can contribute, whether it is just in your space of your geographic space or your education space, that
Right.
helps, spread the word. And so a lot of it really is the awareness. And so I feel like people are aware. We had the
Mm-hmm.
two global pandemics with COVID and the racial pandemic, that's always been, but, was eyes wide open with George
Right. Right.
Floyd. And so I think
Yes.
that awareness that Black people are still being treated this way and that, other minoritized groups economically are being treated this way helped in recognizing that there was something to do. And so now it's moving into the health equity piece and the advocacy piece and saying like, okay, well, we know this is happening, but what can we do to make it better?
Right. What can well, how can we make a difference?
Yeah. And how can we make a
And
difference?
how can we make a difference? I found that when I had my stroke and I was looking for information, I found it so hard to come by. And I was it was a lot of stuff from Stroke UK was where
Hmm.
I actually found the word aphasia in their even in their paperwork. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was um and I'm like, well, that's odd. I couldn't find anything from the United States is not as
Mm-hmm.
prevalent. Now, I did find, aphasia.org and some other organizations, but the bulk of, when you're searching, when you're in the throes of it, because you're just had a stroke, you're looking first of all very sporadically because I can't read that great, so there's
Mm-hmm.
that. But I'm trying to watch these videos and I'm just not finding any decent information that spoke to my issues. And you know the way that you are your money and your um healthcare matters. It really does. How much therapy you can get, all that matters. And, the person who had the stroke is, like I said before, they're mid-avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really in a position to help themselves, which is why they need the advocacy from maybe the other people that have already been there. And that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to provide, and the advocacy that I do. And I'm all about um, you know letting people know that aphasia exist. Let's just start there. Like, you know what I mean? We
Right.
got to start at it exists.
Yeah.
And then we can get into all the things that it is and what it isn't. Um, it's like they say, you just got to stay up on it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I I think that one of the things that makes you so unique is that you saw the hole and the need to fill it with the advocacy piece. And
I'm mixing up the cement.
look, okay.
I am pouring the water, trying to get this grout.
Right. And so I think that, even in this, one of how our podcast came about, it
Yeah.
was, for me knowing that I needed to do a little bit more, and I
Yes.
wasn't sure what it was like, but just us having these conversations, I mean, you have taught me so much as a practitioner, as a researcher, as a scientist, as a Black woman,
Yes, Queen.
all
I was
the
waiting for that. I was like,
things.
you better say Black woman too. How?
Look, give me
Auntie in the
23
house.
years, Lord, same grace. 23 years of
And a trip to
marriage.
Cancun.
And a trip to Cancun. Yeah, so I think that advocacy really begins in your own backyard. It begins in, supporting individuals and just not recognizing that these differences exist, but understanding that it's systemic on the reason why that these differences exist, and that there's a need to
Rectify. There's a need to
rectify.
rectify.
Mm-hmm.
We have to course correct.
Mm-hmm.
It is,
Yes.
yeah, because I think the way that health has always been distributed in this country is obviously from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
And as we are trying to do better and be better, um, and the world is literally, the internet has changed and leveled so many fields of where now you can see the differences and it's right in your face. So now you can um, quantify the differences in healthcare in a rural situation or in an urban situation or in a suburban. You can actually, um, see those differences
Mm-hmm.
in numbers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how does aphasia influence advocacy for you?
It's all I know at this point because I have aphasia and I was disappointed in what I saw, and so I decided to make whatever effort I could to change it. I happened to be in a great situation. I went and availed myself to research, which
Research, yeah.
was huge, and
Yeah.
that led me to Temple University, which led me to partnering with Julie S. and Dr. Nadine Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my peeps. ARCH stands for the Aphasia Resource Collaboration Hub, and I was I founded that with Dr. Nadine Martin and Julie S. from Temple University. I availed myself to research, and that was a huge help to me, and also bringing about my advocacy because I got to see all the things that science, quite frankly, is trying to provide, and that they didn't have enough participants. And so I felt like, well, we need to let people know that if they have aphasia, first of all, there's people that want to help you. There is no cure. There is no cure. There is only healing.
Hmm.
But you can help forward the science and
Yeah.
get some free therapy. Let's not, come on now. We love free.
Yeah.
I don't know, let me say free now.
Free is for me.
Free is always for me. Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
so
just saying
beautiful.
it was so crazy to me that people didn't know that these resources uh existed. And so I founded Arch, which again is the Aphasia Resource Collaboration Hub. It allows all the university clinics, all the support groups, the aphasia choirs to allow um, it's a landing pad so people can find all of these resources that are available to them, because it's a lot. You'll find that the community is rich,
Mm-hmm.
but if you can't find it,
That's true.
it doesn't matter.
And so for Arch, Angie, how far of a radius do you go out? Meaning, I know it's like a hub for everything going on. I'm at Georgetown. Do you go that far out as far as the DC area, or do you keep it in the tri-state? Is that what you
We
guys call your
we
call?
we call ourselves well, I would say the Mid-Atlantic. I would say 50 miles is probably our sweet spot, but we get information from University of San California.
Ooh,
Uh,
okay. So I'm going to send you our stuff too.
please do. Please do. And actually, we have a couple of members who joined. There was actually a Black Aphasians call uh, out of California as well. And they sent us the flyer, and some of our members joined that call. But that's the joy of Zoom.
That's the joy
That's
of
the
Zoom.
joy of Zoom, which is the same way I met you.
Yeah. I think I
And
just heard about this black. See, and that's advocacy right there.
it
The
is.
point that, these individuals, and I'm so grateful for that they're taking it upon themselves to create these spaces that are supportive for stroke recovery with people who look like them. I think that is
Yeah,
major.
it is. And when you mentioned at some point, I think I was told that it's like the business of speech pathology is like 95% not black.
96%. I actually just had my statistics right here, since I happen to be writing, and there in 2019 only 3.6 of the certified speech language pathologists identified as Black and African American. This is from the American Speech and Hearing Census.
3.6. That is not enough. Right. So if there's already health disparities just in general, and then you take that way high percentage, that 3%, which means it's 90 some odd percent. I can't do that math, but I'm sure it's like 97 or something. It's a little bit.
Look, you
It
see,
gets
I
me.
read the statistic.
Right. You're like, you ain't even trying to carry the one. See, I gotta learn the tips. I gotta learn the tricks. I'm over here trying to carry the one. But I think all that matters.
All
And
that
when you
matters.
can to first of all, when you feel alone, and then your friends don't know how to deal with you, and then your family is a little shaky, it adds to it. You need that advocacy, which lends itself to the social network that you can have. It's
There you
all
go.
intertwined, because I can say the um, advocacy that I try to provide with Arch is just so people can find some help, and they
Mm-hmm.
can find that lighthouse in the dark murky waters of aphasia, because the water is deep, it is cold, and it's so murky. It's so murky. It's not even cool how murky it is up under there. So it's just about being the lighthouse and giving people a place where they can be seen, heard, and comforted,
Mm-hmm.
and just let folks know there is a waiting community that's waiting to receive you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't know that as a person with aphasia and you just think you're just by yourself, and you have something that you never heard of until you had a stroke. Everybody heard of a stroke, but
Mm-hmm.
nobody's heard of aphasia.
Yeah. Do you think that there's more that practitioners could be doing to support advocacy, or do you feel like it's not on one person to say, like, you should be doing more, you should be doing more?
I think it's up to, I would say, the people with aphasia. But here's the problem. I have returned from the land of not being able to speak. Um, so I'm using my voice, quite frankly, as quickly as I can, because I'm not sure if every word is always going to come.
Yeah.
So I'm doing as much as I can while I can speak, because I just don't know if I'm going to be talking tomorrow. And I know that might sound silly in some weird way, but every time I open my mouth, I'm hopeful that the word is going to come, but I don't
Right.
have the certainty that you would have.
Right.
But so when you say who should do the advocacy, it would have to be, you know, the people with aphasia and the people who love them. It's
Ooh, I like that. That's so nice.
You're adorable. But it is, because it's, if your family don't have your back, who will?
The people that love them. Well,
The
that was
people.
me giving you I don't know if you saw the weird arm movement in the camera, but that was me giving you a hug
Oh,
because
that
you
was a
said the
hug.
people that love them.
Oh, I thought you were leaning in and didn't have your balance. But hug, hug, hug. No, you stop it. Bring it in. Bring it in. Bring it in. Who's getting the Zoom hug? You are. And a kiss on the forehead. Mwah,
Yeah.
from Auntie. Yeah, Auntie give you a kiss on the forehead.
Yes.
Ain't nothing
Yes,
better than that kiss on the forehead.
Auntie. Exactly. Auntie will give you a kiss on the forehead in a minute. Leave that lipstick stain on there. We don't
On
care
a
how old.
Sunday. On a Sunday. You know you going over some red rouge at the top of your head.
Look, that was
Oh man.
all day stay before you
All
even knew
day.
what
You can
all
try to
day
wash it
stay.
out. It ain't even come. You're like, did you wash your I did. It's still
That's
there.
Auntie Longwear. Auntie Longwear.
Yeah, shout out to Revlon. Mary Kay back in the day.
Oh, I love Mary Kay and Rihanna, Fenty. Okay, look, see, we
Say
didn't.
more people that ain't done the sponsorship. We talk about y'all asking you.
Exactly. See, we get the sponsors in.
Get yourself a shout out.
I love it.
But I also
Wow,
have
that's
Rosa. I
fruitful.
do want to
Oh
tell you about
yeah,
Rosa.
yeah. Tell us about Rosa.
So I did the thing with Arch with Dr. Martin and Julie S. and my whole team. They're amazing. I'm also working on Rosa. Rosa is, first of all, it stands for the Resource Orientation for Stroke and Aphasia. It is going to be an annual aphasia resource conference specifically targeting stroke survivors 3 to 12 months post stroke. And I want to talk to them. I'm going to invite the hospital staff, EMT, university stab labs, family caregivers to this once a year conference and explain to them like the 12 steps they're going to need for stroke survival with aphasia.
Hmm.
I believe if we can educate people with aphasia while they're still looking for answers,
Yeah.
it will lead to greater outcomes for them and for the people that want to help them. But I definitely want to do like a targeted essentials for the education and maybe stroke mentorship, things like that, because you want to know that other people have been there and you're not alone. And listen to me, I was horrible at speaking and I still have issues, but I've But God, I've still persevered and I came through. I'm 5 years post stroke. Year 3 was terrible, but you just keep pushing. Got to keep pushing.
Wow. Oh
So,
my God, you're so awesome. I cannot wait for Rosa. Like, I'm just letting you know, I'm down to be there and do whatever,
oh,
volunteer,
that's
like
so dope.
whatever you
That's
need, I
so
am there.
dope.
I think that that is such a fantastic idea. I think it's necessary. And it kind of reminds me of an event that a survivor that I know went to in Florida, and I don't know the name of it, but basically it was something like that. It was a conference for survivors with aphasia put on
Mm.
by survivors with aphasia. And she said that it was just so influential and so amazing. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm so, so excited about that.
Yeah, I really want to do that. And I named it Rosa. Of course, it stands for what it stands for, but I had one of my church grandmoms, uh, when it was part of the village that raised me. Her name was Rosa. She ain't take no shorts. So when I was thinking about what I could name it, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna rename this after Rosa Jeffrey because she was a force, but she was love. She was all love, but you don't want that smoke either.
Look, I believe it. I'm excited. This is so good.
Yeah,
This is so
because
good.
my line is it's like aphasia is like an 8 track. There is no rewind. You can only go forward.
You can only go
And you got to be of a
forward.
certain age to know about an 8 track. But if you're old enough, that means you're old enough to have had a stroke too. So, because you got to be of a certain, you don't have to be of a certain age to have a stroke, but you got to be of a certain age to know about an 8 track.
Look, look, Angie, close us out with that liner that you just said. I think that that's a perfect way to finish up our episode because that's so beautiful about the 8 track.
Oh, the 8 track is beautiful.
I
Now
thought so. Oh wait, look, if you had another nugget of wisdom, share that. You shared so many. I just think one of
well,
those needs to be the take home message.
the take home message is there is no cure for brain damage. It is only healing. That's the takeaway. Uh, Advocacy is so important. Arch is available and can be reached at aphasiaresource.org. Get at it. Get at me. Angie at aphasiaresource.org. Get at me. And if you just need a friend, you got aphasia, you know a friend with aphasia, you just got a couple of questions, get at me. I'm so here for it. And, I'm here to help. And, that's what I'm going to leave you guys with.
That's what's up. All right. Well, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Dr. Seles.
Thanks, Angie. You're my brain friend.
You're my brain friend. Who's a brain friend?
You a brain friend.
Yeah, you're a brain friend. You're a brain friend. You stop it. I love you.
I love you
too. And we love all our listeners. Thank you for listening, downloading, and sharing. Tell a friend. We up in here.
We here. Bye.
Peace, y'all.